Hello guys and welcome to my last video of FC24. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you my last starting 11 in this game. We're going to be taking a look at my club very quickly, and also I'm gonna be sharing with you my best champs record, my most used formation, most fun formation as well, and my most expensive pack pull. I'm curious to know as well what are your answers to these questions, so you can leave them in the comments below. And now let's start with my starting 11. So as you can see, my club is quite stacked, but it's September, everybody's clubs are quite stacked, and in this starting 11 there is only one SBC player. I'm going to leave a few seconds if you want to guess it, but I think it's quite obvious, to be honest. It is this player here, Mia Hamm. Her ridiculous SBC is actually what brought me into this game. When it came out, I was pretty much done with it, and since I haven't had the chance to use Mia Hamm overall in this game, I decided, you know what, I have fodder, I'm gonna do it, and her stats aren't that impressive, but overall in-game she is a beast, so there's no regrets in completing her. And the strike force here up top, there is one interesting detail about them, and they are both tradable in fact, and as you can see, R9, 57 games, 57 goals, 35 assists. I packed him when he was 3.5 mil, now he's under 1 mil, but I decided, you know what, it's the end of the game, I'm gonna keep him, I'm gonna enjoy him. And Hyunmin Song, who I actually packed quite recently, 3 games only, 2 goals, 1 assist. I think he's still a little bit over 1 million, so I'm gonna enjoy him for the last weekend league, and afterwards I'm just gonna leave the team as it is. Also, since I haven't had the chance to use 99 Footies Neymar, he's actually benched Ronaldinho for the last weekend league. Ronaldinho, I did manage to use him for a few games, 19 games, 11 goals, 7 assists. This is basically as my left forward or left cam, and I do believe this is quite an impressive record. And overall, I don't think I should go through every player of the team. They're all basically quite sick. I mean, they're all quite standard. I do think that this is maybe one of the best teams that you can get here. And as we take a look at the bench here, 99 Pele, 99 Sawa, Cruyff, Dino, Hullet. This Diaz card, when the SBC came out, I mean, as a Liverpool fan, of course I had to complete him. And as you can see, a pretty good return on investment, considering that he's always played out wide for me, and most of my goals are scored by the striker, so overall I am quite happy. And with his full upgrades that he's had for quite some time now, and with the Deadeye, I mean, he basically becomes the perfect winger. So this is the bench. In terms of the reserves here, we do have 98 Puskas. I didn't manage to complete 99 Haaland because I didn't play the game that often. Vinny as well, Maldini, who I completed the SBC, and then I packed Saliba and Rio Ferdinand, which is typical, and of course I had to bench him. He is a really good card, but I mean, just the last two that I mentioned are slightly better, so I decided to use them. Now let's check the club here. Let me make sure that we have loans off, high to low. And the first player that we see here is Enzo Fernandez, the objective. Of course, I had to complete him. His stats don't look, in terms of goal contributions, don't look that good, but obviously he's a box-to-box CM. But his stats overall, face card stats, he is maybe one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the game still. If I'm not mistaken, he has the highest in-game stats, which is quite impressive. Here, pretty standard players. We do have Nunes, which again, of course, I had to complete his SPC, and his still goals to game ratio is quite impressive, considering that he was a substitute for maybe a little around half the games, or maybe even more. So overall, I'm quite happy with completing him. And obviously we do have Robertson as well, who was benched by Theo Hernandez, and I think from this page onwards, everybody apart from Gerrard. Actually, Modric and Kaka I've used for quite a few games as well. Gerrard 72 games, Modric 87. Kaka, obviously I had to complete him. Kaka is maybe one of my favorite FIFA cards of all time. I remember using him in the arena in FIFA 11 if I'm not mistaken, or FIFA 10. He is actually the player that inspired me to learn skill moves, so he's a FIFA legend for me, so I had to complete him. And I think from this page onwards, it is pretty much fodder. I mean, apart from a few players, of course, Vieira, who I actually packed. Again, 55 games played. I haven't played with him a lot, but it is the end of the game, so I pretty much only play Weekend League here. And going through the last pages here, I think another club legend here is Casillas. I did actually complete his SPC, so I didn't pack him. That's why he has 200 games. I did decide to bench him just for the last Weekend League, but he was my starting goalkeeper. After I packed Schmeichel, I said, you know what, let's just try out Schmeichel. And actually, I almost forgot Joe Gomez here, Path to Glory, another club legend, 260 games, 5 goals, 10 assists, 5-star, 5-star. He is still maybe like one of the top tier right backs if you want to fight the meta of crossing to Haaland. He's actually quite good at that. And I do believe this is pretty much it in terms of club legends. Here it's pretty much fodder territory. I think I used Peter Crouch for quite a few games. Yes, 22 games, 26 goals and 7 assists. He is actually quite a fun card. This is only in champs, so it is against the biggest of sweats. And let's see the rest of the pages here. I don't think there is any player here that's I have used. Yeah, it's pretty much fodder. And actually, the reason why I wanted to scroll down this long is because I don't know for how long have you been following my channel, but I did start off this channel with an RTG that was called Dominic's Dream. And this is actually the first Dominic Szoboszlai Evo that I got, and he is the player with the most games played, 662 games, 255 goals, 272 assists. Again, not the most impressive of stats, but considering that this is early games, this is his gold card. As you can see, I bought him for 9k. I didn't even wait to pack him, just because I just wanted to evoke him and use him, and I'm never gonna submit this card into an SPC. So yeah, this is my most the player with the most played games, I think. And next to him we do have another club legend in Cezinha, 850 coins for him. He was the first 5-star Evo that I completed. If I'm not mistaken, I paid around 225k coins to complete 3 chain evolutions just to get this card, but it is all worth it. Again, the goal contributions don't say a lot, but overall in game he was quite fun to use, so no regrets there. And we are pretty much done with the club tour, and also at the end I'm gonna be sharing with you what are my plans for next year's RTG. But in terms of champs record, this year I did manage to achieve my best champs record in any FIFA so far, and that is 17-3, which is rank 3. Unfortunately, I did get this record 3 or 4 times, so I didn't manage to break into rank 2 territory, but hopefully this is something that we can achieve in the next game. And my most expensive pack pool, I mean, it was for quite a long time Trailblazers Mbappe, since I packed him when the Trailblazers promo was live, and he was bouncing around 2.5, 3.5 million, I think, at some point. But now, like, I think he was surpassed by the time I packed this man here, R9. R9 was going for 3.5, even a little bit more. So I would say overall Mbappe was for the majority of the game, and now it's R9. And I think when I packed Son, he was around 2 million, so it doesn't count. And the most used formation and the most fun formation that I've used this year, the most used, it's not going to be surprising, it is the 4-3-2-1. I mean, it is the best formation in the game, it is the most meta, so it's not surprising that I always have a slot for the 4-3-2-1 here. And on the left, here is maybe like the most recent fun formation that I've used, 4-2-2-2. It is a bit different, as you can see. It has forward runs instead of direct passing. It does have the 72 depth, but overall I do believe it's a bit different, since it doesn't have the like usual meta tactics instructions. I'm gonna go through them quickly just in case you want to copy them, but it's the end of the game, so I doubt that you're gonna be playing. But the key aspect here in terms of instructions is the drift wide, come back on defense, get into the box for the both cams, and stay central, come back on defense on the strikers, and one of them is on getting behind. Overall, I do really like this formation, but in terms of the most fun that I have used, it is indeed a 3-back, and it is a 3-4-2-1 that I did a video on. It's a really crazy formation where even like one of the center backs becomes your cam when you're attacking, so you're basically attacking in a 253, something like that. So it is quite OP. It is, well, I wouldn't say quite OP actually. It is quite fun to use. You score a lot of goals, you concede a lot of goals. If you're interested in trying that out, link will be down in the description. But yeah, this is overall my final review for this game. I mean, it was... I don't really want to comment in terms of the actual game, because for me, I'm a gameplay kind of guy and the gameplay is modded, so it is what it is. I believe enough is said on this topic, so I'm not gonna dwell on it. Now, in terms of my plans for FC25, I do think that in order for me to start an RPG and to be able to finish it, I need it to be without restrictions, because I have started a few RTGs from the past FIFAs that I always sacked midway through, like what happened in this game as well with Dominic Stream. I did went for a solid, I think until like January, February, and then I obviously sacked it since it became a bit boring. So for next year, my RPG is going to be called RNA's Army, and although it's named after Liverpool's current manager, it's not going to have any restrictions apart from me using Arne Sloth as the manager, and I'm gonna be allowed to use any players whatsoever. And I do think when we get to the point of the game where like we can build different squads with ease, where we can combine like a lot of players, I do think I will just use the RTG to make themed squads, like or to make challenge videos, just to make the game more interesting. If obviously you guys have any suggestions in terms of would you like what requirements you would like me to include in the RPG, or some suggestions about any limitations that you would like to add, anything that will make overall the game more fun, I would be obviously I'll be willing to listen to that, so you can leave them in the comments below. And if you've made this so far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in FC25, so I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.